Welcome to the Monday edition of this news here at LonghornStation.com. Ahmad Brooks, John Medani, we are the Wake Up Call, coming your way weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. And today we are talking about, well, you know what? What are we talking about today? Mostly this Longhorn basketball team because we were a little bit concerned that there might be some apathy out there among Longhorn Nation. It was a tough weekend for Longhorn fans. Baseball dropped 2 of 3. The women got robbed. Well, they had a rough outing down in College Station. And the men's team, while they did win, they may have lost Doge Balbe for an extended period of time with an injured knee. So what exactly is wrong with this team, and what exactly do we do to fix it?
I think the problem is the answer. I think part of it will work itself out. A few weeks ago, many people believed that Jacoven Brown should be in the starting lineup. From the looks of it, Doge Balbe in his left knee, it didn't look like it was going to be good. We haven't gotten any reports yet. Of course, I'm sure Craig Wade, that you can hear from 2 to 4, the Sports Buffet, will have more on that. However, the one thing that I really liked about this game was the way that these Horns fought and the production out of Gary Johnson. John and I have been talking about him all year long. Perhaps he could be the second most consistent player on this Texas Longhorn roster. The young man from Houston is finally starting to play like Texas fans and Coach Barnes and his coaching staff expected when he arrived here on 40 acres. He's been physical. He had a career-high 22 points, 8 of 10 from free throw line down the stretch. Jacoven Brown only got 5 minutes of play. I think part of it is, John, because he came out and made some comments that were ill-advised the week before. This is a young guy that needs to just keep his trap shut. What he needs to do is go out there and focus on basketball and get better every day. And don't feel like the weight of this team is on his shoulders. That's Damian James's job. That's Dexter Pittman. And by the way, Dexter Pittman is not playing well. Got into foul trouble again. That affected the minutes that he got. For this Texas team to win, John, I think they got to get great minutes out of Jacoven Brown now that Doge Balbe could potentially be hurt. Jordan Hamilton, when he comes in, he must be a more balanced player. And Gary Johnson has to consistently play well, as he's been doing, in order for this team to have a chance in March.
Yeah, it's interesting to listen to some of the callers who call in and talk about how these guys can't shoot, and these guys don't. I'll tell you what's pretty interesting is when you actually look up the stats, and stats are stats. This is not a matter of opinion. This is stats.
It is what it is.
27 games the Longhorns have played this year. They are the #1 rebounding team in the Big 12. They're the #3 shooting percentage team in the Big 12 Conference. I mean, they've got 3 guys, all bigs, shooting over 50% from the floor. Gary Johnson, Damian James, and Dexter Pittman. They're all shooting better than 50% of their shots. So what's the problem? Well, it's teamwork. There's still something missing. There's a chemistry issue here, and only Rick Barnes knows that. We're not going to know that because we're not in practice. We don't know why Jacoven got sat. Certainly Ahmad has a good opinion of it because he was an athlete on the 40 acres, and there's a dynamic there you must respect. Jacoven's a young guy. Maybe this was a lesson that he had to learn. Players sometimes have to learn lessons, and coaches sometimes have to do things they'd rather not do to make their point. They're still a dangerous team. I don't think anybody's going to want to play them. Just because there are some struggles here and there, and they don't look like they're playing up to their abilities, there are going to be very few teams you want to face in the NCAA tournament. I don't think anybody's looking forward to taking on Texas.
With Oklahoma State coming in on Wednesday, by the way, the Zone doing a lot of stuff on Wednesday. Texas basketball, Texas women's basketball, UT baseball game has been changed. Who do you start in the starting lineup? I mean, who do you put? I asked a question earlier. Is it Jordan Hamilton? Is it Jacoven Brown? Is it Gary Johnson? I personally feel like Gary Johnson needs to be that guy.
I agree.
And I think he's earned that role, John.
Definitely.
I really do at this point.
As a senior and his production. If you don't believe us, go pull up his stats.
Yeah.
Look at the game-by-game log. He gives you what he's supposed to give you. It's a team sport. Teams win or lose based on the totality of the sum of the parts. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday when they host Oklahoma State. We invite you to check out both of our blogs, and we certainly invite you to keep an eye on the weather. The nasty stuff is coming in, which is why that Texas baseball game got moved from Tuesday to Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. on the Longhorn Station, AM 1300 The Zone.